Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of the TB&J podcast. With me today is D.
Hey, you're Jeff Ackerman.
And that's it. It's just the two of us today. We're going over episode 4 of The Boys.
Das Boys.
Chris moved 3 days away, and Troy doesn't exist anymore. I got rid of him. But yeah, that's that theme song. TB&J!
That was really smooth. That was a really smooth intro. I really enjoyed it. Just the whole
TB&J!
the whole groove of it, you know. Just
You're a monster.
just really fast.
You're an absolute monster.
It's just the whole just like the whole you know.
D, we watched episode 4 of The Boys.
We did.
It was the Russia episode that was promised that came out 12 hours late.
Oh, that was the worst.
It was so terrible waiting for stuff in this age of instant gratification that I've grown to know and love. It sucked, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
it's back. It's here.
It was so bad.
So
It was
terrible.
bad.
I
It was
hated waiting.
We waited for a while. We were here for a good while.
Yeah, you came over for a watch party with your wife, and we were just hanging out, and it just wasn't up.
We're all ready for do it.
All ready for it.
Here we are again.
And then we just rewatched episodes 2
wasting
and
my
3.
time with you.
Yep. Another day down the drain.
In the tubes. It's all right. I had to drop my car.
Absolutely. So this episode had a lot of shit go down, and holy goddamn, was it fucking explosive. Like, I don't even know.
You can say that again.
Like, yeah. I don't even fucking know, like, where to start, man. This episode just fucking...
Why not start with thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, that's a great idea. Thumbs up for fucking sure. D, how you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed, like, the finally getting to Soldier Boy.
Yes, we did finally get the Soldier Boy.
We get Huey and Butcher. We get them all souped up with the V24.
Yes. Oh man, that was amazing. So it opens with this terribly awful Jensen Ackles is singing Rapture by Blondie while MM is
I quite liked it.
I mean, it was hilarious, but it was like it was bad.
He's playing Dean Winchester like dialed to 11.
Is that what the Dean
I'm pretty
Winchester
sure that's
character
what
is?
he's doing.
Also, did you make this point years
not a lot
ago?
of range.
But like, I say years ago, but like when we started our coverage of The Boys, I didn't know Eric Kripke did Supernatural.
Oh hell yeah, man!
And now he's doing The Boys.
I 100% told you this. I said in Kripke I trust. He's like
okay, you definitely did. Okay,
100%.
okay.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He did the first 5 seasons.
Yes,
which
and
he
then,
mapped out from the beginning, and in like a totally different era of television. So, you know, you have like 24 episode seasons, but like, hey man, that's a rockin' show, and I love it. It's like
Yep. So
nice
basically,
little PG, preview to like stuff like Vigilante. Like I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not as off the wall, obviously, but like it can be, and they had like great send-ups to classic horror. Like it was great. It was creepy. Some of the stuff.
Awesome.
Some of it was cheeseball, like complete, but you got all those.
Some of this is cheeseball, but if you do it right,
100%.
then it's not like the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah, no, Kripke's really good. I like it.
Yes. So the episode begins with Huey arguing with Butcher about the merits and morality of taking Temp V. And Butcher's like, it's fine. You know, we got to level the playing field a little bit. And Huey's just like, what have you become? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let me get some of that, though.
Yeah. And then he's like, but like, for real, I want to get some of that because...
I'm just like, I'm a little punk.
Because and I get it. From Huey's perspective, he's always been pushed around. He's always been stepped on. He feels super powerless, especially in the wake of the soups they're fighting. And now you're saying, here's a drug that can level the playing field? Like... That sounds so alluring. Like, if I was in Huey's shoes, I bet you $1 million I probably would have shot that Temp V in my veins. Like, there's no question I would have. And like,
wow, let's talk about that.
I have a drug problem.
Okay.
As I sip my
oh, that's wrong. Whoopsies.
as I sip my caffeinated energy drink.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Not at all. But definitely heard and felt.
Absolutely. And then after their little squabble, Butcher says if he ever tells the others, he'll put him in a fucking coma. And I believed him. I was like, oh damn, Butcher mad.
Yeah, Butch always shows his dark side.
Yes.
He's just I mean, it's the same thing when he beats the crap out of that guy. He's like, I told you everything. He's like, I know. He's just
don't forgive what you are.
He'll never stop being that.
I love his like over dramatic accent too, because Carl Butcher has a much more subtle accent in real life, but in this show it's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, mate. I'm just like, ugh.
They play it well. He clearly has like torn feelings about this stuff, but he is absolutely always going to give in to his bloodlust.
Absolutely.
Like, forever. He's like my wife.
Yes. And he and MM have a conversation, actually, about that, about how Butcher and Mallory chose MM specifically because even though he was a disgraced Marine in the brig, everyone said that he was a natural-born leader and he held the team together. And he said, that's what I need you to be. I need you to hold the boys together.
He was like the milk of the mommy.
That's a gross way of putting it, I suppose.
No, it's like a Game of Thrones reference. Like
milk
of the poppy. Like
milk of the poppy. Yeah, but that's sure.
He's milk of the mommy.
Milk of the mommy.
You know, he just keeps everything together. It real congeals really fast.
Speaking of, I didn't realize in the comics MM actually needed milk to survive.
Oh yeah, he like drank his mama's titties. Like the comic is so
so weird and off the rails.
It's just one thing after another. And I mean, shit, they're you know, and somebody said recently, in something I was listening to, that they got some crap, maybe, and I could see this, for being too, like, cisgender, kind of, classically, I don't know what you would call it, just prejudice. Like in terms of, portraying all quote-unquote deviant sex, like all gay sex as deviant and stuff like that.
I see what you mean.
So, you know, every time you see a gay relationship, I think, you know, they're doing sounding or they're doing, they're doing
like weird kinky shit.
Yeah. So
I say weird. I shouldn't.
No, it's not about that. We're talking about like the labels that they're given and kind of how they're perceived. Like, you know, for instance, like the only like milquetoast relationship that anybody has is like Huey and Starlight.
Yeah. Clearly, like the whitest white guy and the whitest white girl have like the most average relationship.
I mean, like they literally create vanilla ice cream when they have sex.
Literally, yes.
Like it's just poured out at the bottom.
It just absolutely, like they have sex and then there's like some little deviant elf like under their bed like pulling a lever and making the McDonald's McFlurries.
Yeah, just like that. Like that one scene in like Me, Myself, and Irene or something when they cut to like someone pooping, and then they just cut to like the vanilla, like soft serve coming, like the chocolate soft serve.
I forgot about that scene,
dude.
That grossed me out as a kid.
Go watch that. It's either that or one of the other movies.
No, I know exactly the scene you're talking about. That was fucking disgusting. But yeah, so I see what you mean, and that's might be a valid point, but like it's less that it's gay and more just highlighting the depravity of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think they also kind of celebrate. Like, I don't know how we were supposed to take Ashley, because Ashley is slowly becoming my favorite character on the show. Ashley, classic Ashley, not new Ashley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just like the whole, like her just like repeating Homelander's words. Back
because your brain get fucked by stupid.
Like Rebecca's like, what if it?
That wasn't rhetorical. I want you to answer.
Yes. What if I said yes?
And then she pulls the Homelander dildo.
Punish me, dude. And just like that, like you know, I guess they're not. They're showing like all these people fucked up in power roles. Like,
yes.
So I think they're in these roles. Like they're, you know, are that's still, you know, heterosexual sex, right? Just because she's putting a strap on doesn't make it,
yeah,
you know, in any way, I suppose, you know, but I don't fucking, who the fuck knows? Like, that's the point. Is like, I think they're just saying that, like, it's never enough, you know. I think that's the central, like, line,
right,
on both sides is the kind of thing, is like with. And this is where they get into the deeper, you know, themes of it, where they're saying, like, we have, like, the central, like, arc is that, like, we have to become what they are in order to fight them down. And that's what the boys are, and that's when we love the boys, when they just fuck shit up and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we always prefer that they maintain that moral high ground of like, okay, if it's better when shit blows up and it's an accident.
Yes.
You know? And like we get to like experience all the hijinks and kind of like, oh, it wasn't intentional or it was only Butcher's fault, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and that's where it's like somebody takes it on. Someone like Butcher, and like
yeah, and I believe he has a line. It might be in this episode. It might be in last season where he's like, "You need me. You need somebody to be the bad guy.
You need someone to spank them."
Yeah,
it's what he says. It's what it's like.
Yes.
He needs someone to spank them down when they get out of line.
Yes,
like, and it's just like it doesn't matter. You got it. They have to just think that they can't get away with shit because somebody's gonna fucking not
It reminds
care.
me of that speech from A Few Good Men where he goes off while he's on trial and he's like, "You need me on that wall."
Right.
That's why people sleep soundly in their beds at night. And he goes off on that whole awesome rant.
Right.
And it's like, well, you're not wrong. We do need people that aren't necessarily good guys to do terrible, dirty things to make the world a better place. And then that opens up a much larger political discussion about the morality of being the world police.
But the central metaphor to this show has clearly been like politics and corporations and greed and like this and like how do you fight these monolith machines?
Exactly.
How do you fight these super mensch?
Literally,
you know?
Supermen and corporations that seem like they own everything and they're too big to fail.
Well, right, and a corporation being literally immortal, like and yet having all the rights and privileges of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the central problem in the first place is the existence of those things,
Yep.
and I think that's constantly the overarching metaphor of The Boys from the original source material on. You know, it's clearly like. You know, it's all the political systems and all of that. So it's a very political series regardless, and they always just dip into the decadence and just as the central's conceit of like it's never enough for these people.
Yes.
And those that fight it, then it has to never be enough for them. And that's the abyss, right?
Yes.
That's the thing. And at the same time, the genre usually highlights a lot of issues and concerns and shows you how this stuff happens and, you know, hopefully tells you something about how to avoid it and what you should hope for is not having to need that.
Yes.
But yeah, once you need these things, you need these things.
This is such an amazing show. You can take it at face value of just being a parody of superheroes, or you can dive really deep into all the messages Kripke's hiding in there, and you can get lost for hours dissecting all the bullshit that he's just spearheading left and right. And it's absolutely wonderful how well written every bit of this show is. It doesn't seem like there's a single bit of screen time that's wasted. Every character, when they're talking, has something very important and pivotal to say, either about the world at large or about their current situation. I love this show so much. It's just
I agree with Jeff.
Thank you, D. I appreciate that.
Can't bring myself to say it again, but I'll push the button.
After last episode, Butcher demanded Butcher demanded that Frenchie arrange a meeting with little Nina, to which he reluctantly agrees, and Butcher gives Nina a very large duffel bag of cash that is perfectly clean from the U.S. government.
Cold, clean cash.
Exactly. It's money to cover the drugs that
Do you know
Cherie
the character of Grifter?
I've heard the name.
So he's been in Batman stories recently. He's a offshoot from the Wildstorm Image comics from Jim Lee.
Okay.
And he's one of my favorites. And the reason I've made this connection randomly is because his name really is Cole Cash.
Grifter's name is Cole Cash. Jesus Christ, that's stupid.
Cole Cash.
But they make
Which
a
is
deal.
a dope name.
They make a deal with little Nina, and Frenchie tries to speak up, and Butcher shuts him down. And Frenchie kind of gets really upset and leaves. And Nina agrees to send the boys to Russia and give them some intel on what they're looking for in exchange for Cherie. And Butcher's like, "Nah, we're gonna haggle." And then it cuts to Russia, and Butcher goes to Kimiko, and he's like, listen, we got to kill this oligarch, and you're going to do it. And Kimiko's like, fuck you, no. I'm not your personal gun that you can point and shoot whenever. And he says that's exactly what you fucking are. And last I checked, you all take orders from me. And that's where I have to wonder, like, Kimiko could just snap his neck and end it all right now. She is so fucking powerful, and yet it just goes to show how, I guess, intimidating Butcher is, or how intimidated by him everyone else feels, or this weird semblance of power. It's similar with, like, Stan Edgar having power over Homelander. Like, he is seemingly not a superpowered human, and yet Homelander, strongest man on Earth, bows to him. Until the end of the episode.
I didn't recall him getting too physical or so with her.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Do?
It's just all words.
He just
But that's the thing. Like, she could kill him.
But was
very
she
easily.
talking? Was he talking to her specifically, or was he in reference to? But like to all of them at once.
He was talking to her specifically, and then her and Frenchie, because Frenchie jumped into her defense, and he was talking to the two of them, saying, like, last I checked, you all take orders from me, and It's
so, like, I mean, I imagine her deal is all tied up with that, and she's really invested, clearly, that as they've established, in trying to have normal life. And
right.
She doesn't have a ticket outside of that, so, like...
Yeah, that's the thing. She has nowhere else to really go.
And she's not violent at heart, so, that's the other thing, is, like, she's kind of losing her edge maybe a little bit in terms of all this, because, back last season, she was ripping off faces just to fucking kamikaze herself, but now she's just been trying to get away with Frenchie this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to leave.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking. It's like, because they're adorable, and Frenchie is just the fucking man. I love this guy. I love.
It's weird how ambiguous
they make me
want to.
They make me. I know. I love that too.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish they would just pick one way or the other, but
no, I much prefer just that they are together.
Yeah, whether they're friends or in a relationship.
They are just spiraling in, like, Frenchie is just spiraling through life, and she is just spiraling through life, and I think that's kind of like, he doesn't know which way is up, and he's not tied to anything like that, and she's not necessarily open to that relationship. I don't think she's as invested, but she knows that Frenchie is her,
Frenchie is the only real anchor she has in life at this point.
Yeah, so
especially with the death of her brother in the last episode.
If that, changes, but I think she, to her now, I think he's much more like family, and it's just about them getting away. And I think but that's kind of the beauty of it, is like they don't have time to ask these questions. They're like a nice little, like, post-punk Romeo and Juliet,
which I fucking love. I do really love.
I mean, he's clearly Taxi Driver too, like saving her from, and he's even got the Taxi Driver look this entire season.
He does. Oh, it's wonderful. I love the costume design so far. Everybody looks amazing. Yeah. Kimiko's costumes, especially throughout this first few episodes, is exactly the kind of girls I chased in high school. She's fucking perfect. The choker, the ripped black jeans,
is,
just
it's funny. But,
it's wonderful.
So we've talked, actually, for once, mainly about the boys, the actual boys.
The actual boys.
So the other storyline here is, of course, Homelight. Hashtag Homelight.
Yes, Homelight is also developing. Yeah, where is that?
I mean, because Homelander got his claws in it all at this point, and he's, figuring out his game as he's gonna, like, twist the screws into Starlight.
The Homelander goes on VNN and talks to Cameron Coleman. And Cameron Coleman, right? What a fucking name.
What if I said,
and during the interview with Homelander,
I need to be punished.
Homelander opines that he is under attack by the mainstream media and a group of people who operate in the shadows, the ones pulling the strings. And he's talking about all of this, and I can't help but feel just almost laughably like I'm looking in a mirror at 2016 when Trump's running for election. Yeah. And I'm just like,
it's pretty on the nose.
It's almost too on the nose, right?
Maybe Crickby thought he had to be a little bit blunter, like, for the audience. Maybe he'd just be like, not yet.
No, you guys not getting it yet?
Okay.
Oh, did you see the third season started getting review bombed after this episode because all these fucking people were like, "Oh, the show went the way everything goes. It's too woke and leftist now."
No, it's like it always.
Were you not paying attention the last season when the bad guy was
so
literally a
dumb.
Nazi,
They're so
bro?
dumb.
Like, what the fuck?
Dude, they're so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But so Homelander pretty much has a temper tantrum on the news, doubling down on everything from his speech. And Edgar meets with Newman to discuss his plan to temper Homelander's ever-increasing unpredictability. And so he's just like, we're not going to actually hit him, but we're going to, like, pretend to. So we're just going to hit him with a couple of silly little fines that won't mean anything because Homelander has, assumably, more money than God. And it's basically just a little slap on the wrist for his remarks at the birthday celebration. And Newman is just terrified of anything Homelander related because she knows him. And she's like, listen, my daughter Zoe would be murdered by Homelander. I know. He's a fucking monster. And Edgar's like, no. As long as I'm around, Homelander is under control. He's on a leash. We just need to give him a little gentle reminder of who's in charge. So Newman goes on stage. She's doing the press conference. And the rest of the 7 are watching. You got A-Train there with Supersonic and Starlight and Maeve all gathered in the big meeting room watching TV as it's happening. And Homelander's like, oh, this. And Newman announces that actually she got information from Homelander about how Edgar's a piece of shit and he's under investigation.
Oh,
and it's
no,
like,
she turned the tide.
We'll be right back.
I love that. And it's just freaking, oh my god! It was absolutely insane, and it was a twist I did not see coming at all. And Edgar is on his way out, and she's just like, "I gotta look out for Zoe. I'm sorry." And Homelander.
So apparently it gets revealed that they had a deal. He gives her the
V.
The
original
original
recipe. All 11 herbs and spices, he says.
Which is a brutal injection scene with her daughter to prolong her life long term. Because she knows the writing on the wall that she doesn't want to be taken out like this, and she knows that Edgar's been blowing her smoke. But then you have this scene with HL.
Ooh, there's a helicopter outside. Love it.
The ghetto birds.
Wonder if you guys can hear that.
All right, listen, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to finish this.
Are they after you?
Well, no. That would be crazy.
What's that package you asked me to hide in my room?
What? No. What are you talking about?
Am I in danger?
Listen.
We'll be right back.
All right. No, when the scene where Homelander comes to Edgar and he's like, amazing, your whole
80
world,
over 60.
80 over 60, your whole world falling apart in 80 over 60. And apparently
and it's like you're
this
reading
whole
John
scene
Grisham.
is from is straight from the comic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Apparently.
They've done that a few times. Like, apparently, I was watching the boys do their press junket for GQ, and the scene...
That's good. That's good research.
Yeah, I actually did some homework.
There you go.
Apparently, the Deep... I'll take your sarcastic applause. Apparently, the Deep, standing there butt naked in front of Starlight when she gets inducted, is, shot for shot from the comic. That's, exactly how that scene starts to unfold. And then...
Except it's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's more of them, but Kripke had to tone it back because the first season he can't get away with Hero-gasm yet, but it's coming. We got 2 weeks till Hero-gasm.
We had a dildo fight with the 7.
The dildo fight. We got to get back to that, but we're gonna wrap up the Homelander Newman stuff real quick. Yeah. So Homelander gives her V, and Newman gives it to Zoe, and she's like, "Don't worry, they did this to me when I was little. It'll be fine.
Newman,
it'll just be a little pinch."
Why have we not done it? Newman.
Well, we got it now. I'm just gonna mark that. I'll take it later.
All right,
cut that later. But she puts the V in her daughter, and then her daughter's bones start shifting. Like her spine just starts mutating, and it looks terrible.
This happened to me on a date once.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
your bones just started shifting.
Oh, not me. No. I just had to.
You're that gifted, huh?
Leave immediately. No, it was creepy. She was clearly possessed.
Oh, I thought you meant because your member is so big, you were shifting her guts around.
She didn't pay her exorcist, and You know what happens when you don't pay your exorcist. You get repossessed.
I'll give you a rim shot for that. There you go. So Newman totally doses her daughter with V, and she does it under the guise of, she says, this will keep you strong and safe. So it's like her end game is that even if Homelander comes for Zoe will be a soup, and she'll be able to take it at least long enough to get away, I hope. So it seems like that's what the end
or
game is.
He's not interested in killing soups. He's the anti-butcher, and he's like, no, you're my people. Like, I think that's how he sees himself.
You say that.
I think he's willing to kill his people and do that stuff. But
he's willing to cull the herd to keep the rest in line.
But he's I think he's, I think it's like playing your cards. So it's not like a full seal, but it's going in.
Yes.
Which,
I mean, speaking of, let's just get into it because it's on fucking cue. So, Starlight starts to form an uneasy alliance with Maeve and Supersonic now that he's in 7.
She's training Maeve.
Maeve is training,
pretending
even though
not to.
Yeah,
and she's in a fuck pile all week.
Yeah, so she's drinking straight water from a stainless steel bottle, and she's training with her sword. And Starlight has that bit where she's like, "Oh, I thought you weren't training," and she's like, "Yeah, and I bet you also heard that I end up tits deep in a fuck pile every night." And it's like, well, that's just what I want people to think, because I got to be ready so that if Butcher finds that gun and we can kill Homelander, I can buy him time to get a shot.
Yeah, because she's probably not gonna last long because I
don't know. I don't honestly know. I am no longer a young person.
Yeah, Maeve is up there in her years, it seems. But she's fully on board with the down with Homelander bit. She absolutely wants to take him down.
Yeah, she's done. She's suicidal.
Yep. And Starlight's like, no, your life is worth more than that. Let me help you, and we'll see if we can get others to join in, because all of us are afraid of Homelander. There's no way we can't get people. So Maeve is like, do whatever you want.
She's never forgiven herself for the airplane, so
no,
she's never going to, I don't think. I don't know the storyline of all, but yeah.
No, yeah.
She's never, she just wants anything that she does to matter.
Yes.
And she wants to be like, at least giving them a shot to get at Homelander by her death. And that's, I feel like, on the docket. Like, and they are.
I don't think Maeve survives past season 4. I think she's got one more season.
This is season 4. Oh wait,
this is 3. I think she's got one more season. I think the big death at the end of season 3 is Frenchie. I don't think Frenchie's living past season 3. Conspiracy theory time. Put on my tinfoil hat. So when they announced that they got renewed for season 4 by Amazon Prime, there was a big photo of the cast with their hands up for number 4. And most of the boys were there except Frenchie. Starlight was there, Homelander was there, and Newman was there. And they all had the number 4 up. They were like, woo. So my guess is Newman is safe. The boys and Starlight are safe except Frenchie. I think he's done for. Which, I mean, it plays up into his personal conflict this season. He doesn't know if he wants to stand up and be a man, or if he wants to go along with Butcher, or whatever person is holding his leash, as Kimiko so eloquently put it. It's just, I feel like he's got
emotional damage.
Exactly. It's a lot of emotional damage for Frenchie, and I feel like he's got to make a choice, and I feel like he will, but it'll either be too late or it'll be at the wrong time, and he's just gonna get fucking gat. And I'm gonna cry when that happens. Frenchie's definitely one of my favorite boys, but it's gotta happen.
He may be my favorite boy. I don't know. I love Mother's Milk too.
Mother's Milk is so fucking awesome, dude. But anyway, with the boys happening, so Starlight's trying to get people together, so she recruits Supersonic, and then Supersonic.
This guy's a dummy.
He witnesses the A-Train get into a fight with the Deep, because he tries to bring up
This is such a nice little bitch fight, but
it's such a bitch fight
of the sycophants.
And then Homelander breaks it up and comes to the Deep's aid.
Because oh my gosh, his Deep's wife might as well force spoke the words through.
Yeah, she was mouthing them as he was saying them.
Yeah.
And it was
such a dummy.
He's such a fucking dummy.
Oh my god, the Deep.
Oh my god,
What
And
a great character.
And he's a great character, and
He's totally original.
Yes, and I fucking every time I see Chase Crawford doing press for The Deep, I just love him. He's so charismatic and actually funny in real life, and he's such a sweet man. And then he goes on to the screen and plays this like fucking idiot, rapist, terrible piece of shit.
I want like an Aquaman Deep crossover,
Yeah,
like a deep cut.
a sure. We'll contact DC and see if they want to play nice with the boys. Which, by the way, the boys was originally DC until they cut them. I don't know if you knew that.
Everything was on Dynamite.
Garth Ennis was writing the boys, and it got
Yes.
published under DC originally. But then after the very first couple issues, DC cut them because they were concerned about the lampooning of superheroes.
I got my books.
They
graded.
moved to Dynamite.
I got my books graded.
Oh, you
and,
did? Your boys' books?
Yeah. And
I bet
think
you
my
those are going to be
boys-
fucking worth money now that the show's doing
Probably
Dynamite.
not as much because I think mine had like a crease in an unfortunate spot or something like that, and it just it's just like one of those minor injuries that just cuts it.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can have you can have some weathering like on edges and stuff, but like when you have these a particular crease.
Yep.
Like in any part of the like, there's just like
It like damages the
bent.
artwork.
Yeah,
And then people get upset.
Well, it just doesn't. You always see it. It's
Yep.
like, so that was unfortunate. So I think I got like a 6.
Okay.
Eesh.
Eesh. Not going to pay for any college funds, but it
Nope.
might pay for like a weekend in Vegas.
Nope. Yeah.
But
No, I don't want. I didn't get any of these to.
No. They're just for you. I know that. But speaking of A-Train, he's got that whole fucking Pepsi ad bullshit from 2017, the Kendall Jenner thing.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
And he does it for like the
Oh my
A-Train's
God.
energy drink Turbo Rush.
I just don't understand what the hell they're doing with this. Like, I hope this pays off in some way because is his whole thing like is his the flight the like why did they let A-Train back in again?
He never left, I thought.
No, remember he was being written out. He dropped the Nazi stuff to them, but like him being back doesn't make sense. He can't even actually run, and like I don't get. What does he? Did I miss something? Does he have something on them?
I don't think so. I just don't think that there's too much against him to actually bench him for now. Because like I don't think him not being able to run is like public knowledge. I think it's just like rumors at this point. I don't think Homelander can prove it.
So what is okay? So obviously this ends in whatever dumb.
This ends with Supersonic.
Justin Timberlake, Supersonic.
Supersonic tries to recruit A-Train
No, he's
for
slaughtered.
the thing, and A-Train
And she
betrays
shows
them
him-
all
and
to
Homelander.
Homelander.
He shows it to
Starlight.
before. Hey, I got a view for you. And so what is? So is this what Edgar's talking about? And like he's just like, you don't. How are you? Okay, you're in control. How are you gonna cover up this? Like you're with Starlight, you just killed her ex. Like you're clearly a number one suspect. Like you dummy.
Right, like that's
who's cleaning
gonna
up for
unfold.
you? Who's cleaning it up? Like where is he? How long can you spin that story?
Right.
How long can you put the forces at bay that know the truth?
Exactly.
Like you're a dummy. So I think that's the next stage of it, but of course that just means him being reviled and
and
lasering
killing more.
everybody.
And I bet you $1 million he's just going to embrace it in the next episode and just be like, yeah, I killed her ex. He was trying to move on my girl. And all the white males that were rallying for him at the birthday
Yeah.
speech are just going to double down
Yeah.
on him.
Yep,
And just like,
yep,
yup,
yep.
I would do the same thing if that guy was trying to step to my girl.
Yep.
Like, I can't.
He's a superhuman. What was I supposed to do?
Exactly. And I can't.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where that plot goes with MM's ex-wife's new husband. I don't remember his name, but he's clearly getting into all of the stuff, and him like
Heck, he can even start saying that he can even start saying that what is it? Starlight's ex from? What is his name?
Oh, Supersonic.
Supersonic. Where is he from?
Who fucking
Or where
knows?
wasn't he like I don't actually speak Spanish, but like he keeps assuming that he's Spanish.
Yeah,
And
well,
what if
he
they
is
start
Hispanic.
like I want okay, but like he doesn't
speak Spanish.
So I wonder if they start like a whole like anti because and they're just like, no, that's not even, they're like, yeah, but that would be so on the nose to be like, you're not even you know what you're yelling.
Yep. Oh God, that would be.
Yeah.
But
that'd be on brand.
I'm so fucking curious to see where it goes. I wonder if they really fucking hang a lantern on it and he starts wearing khakis and blue polos and fucking tiki torching, marching and shit. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
It'd be real fucking
yeah,
funny.
Get them tikis.
Yeah, it'd be real fucking funny. So all that shit plays out, and that's pretty much the wrap on the Vought stuff in this episode. But the Russia stuff continues with the dildo fight with Kimiko. She infiltrates the mansion, and this dude...
Did they do Ballroom Blitz to that?
No, it's actually... I have it right here. It's I Will Survive. It's a Russian cover of I Will Survive. It would have been funny if it was Ballroom Blitz, but it was I Will Survive. This oligarch has a bunch of these women over, these clearly sex trafficked women, and he opens this cabinet and it's just all the 7 but dildos. So there's the Star Spangled Banner.
What was your favorite?
Oh my God, I loved that the Black Noir one was called the Silent Screamer.
Yeah.
Oh God,
that's good.
And then the Deep's Flounder Pounder. Like, oh my God, all these names.
I don't think the Deep needed anything.
No, just the Deep, or the 8 inches deep, like something like that, something stupid like that.
The depth.
The depth.
The depths.
There you go. But it was
Sonic Boom.
I love that Starlights lit up and vibrated.
Yeah, that was the best one. The one that lit up in the guy's head, I think.
Yep. But she
guess that wasn't the head he was looking for.
Hey. I'm good at my job. She kills the oligarch with the Silent Screamer, and then just using the rest of the dildos, she just murders all of his guards. And then one of the scared women shoots her in the head, and she tries to like.
I thought she might be dead, and she could survive that.
I thought she was dead first.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I like sat on my couch. I was like, what?
Because I'm an idiot, but like.
Yeah, I remembered. Wait, Stormfront literally snapped her neck in the end of the last season.
But I didn't know if she could. Yeah, I mean, like...
She's not bullet-proof, but she's bullet-resistant, I think?
She's bullet-resistant, but she took a bullet to the head. No,
yeah.
I don't think she's bulletproof. No. I don't think she's bulletproof at all.
Well, bullets don't really matter because...
she definitely gets cut and hit. She's just strong.
Yeah. But after...
I don't think Starlight has much durability either. Maybe a little bit more.
Starlight does, because remember season 1, Butcher hit her with that 50 cal bullet and she recovered. She was fine.
Oh, yeah, she had that lit... Yeah, but it's clearly shown to be...
She was out for like a day.
It's clearly shown to be not as... like.
Mm-hmm. And then when the boys got that Vought tracking chip out of her in season 2, I think, Frenchie had to use a diamond tip drill just to pierce her skin.
Yeah, she's pretty tough.
She's pretty tough. Yeah. But she's not as tough as Homelander, who can literally just take bullets.
They're going to supercharge her to death, aren't they?
Starlight, they have to.
That's gonna be.
Well, Starlight has that built-in back door for that, where she gets her power by absorbing ambient electricity.
Yeah, and
so all you have to do is put her next to like a nuclear power plant and just let her absorb everything.
And just direct it at somebody, and they're gonna vaporize her.
As far as I know, she doesn't.
It's probably just gonna hurt Homelander, but not.
He might like get a cut. The way that Omni-Man started showing a little bit of damage.
Eventually doing that. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, if she like overloads herself with power to try to take on Homelander, and then
Huey has to end at a net 0.
You think he has to end single and alone?
Yes, he has to end exactly where he was at the start, like
with a bomb up Translucent's ass.
Just right where he was when he's faced with the decision of what is he going to do in a world of all of this. Is he going to sign it or not? He's going to be right back where he started, and what was it all for?
What if it's literally back in the first episode where he's sitting at the Vought table, and this has all just like been a fever dream?
No, that's dumb, because the idea is that it doesn't matter. That's the point, is that he did it all. And it doesn't matter because he's still at the end with his girl vaporized, and what was the good of any of it? Like he's still in the same spot. He didn't gain anything of it, and I think that's exactly like Huey has to end exactly where it began, and then the only question is, was any of it worth it? even if you even the scales.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
I know exactly what you mean.
That's the end, I think, answer, if I know Kripke.
Oh, for sure. Kripke loves his dark endings. And I love how they've diverted from the comics so much that even the fans don't know where they're going to go next.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it could be anything. They could do whatever.
But even making Black Noir not
be
the
cool.
Homelander clone, like that was a huge twist and a diversion from the comics.
Right.
Because I was on the Boys subreddit and someone was talking about how, as a guy who
They
didn't
can
read
still
comics,
do it, like we said before.
I don't know if they could at this point.
I think they can.
They can reveal they have a
can-
Homelander clone somewhere, but it's not going to be Black Noir.
The fact that Black Noir is 100% covered, it means that he's a perfect character for anybody to slip into. Vought can be like, oh, Black Noir has returned, and then they're just like, what? And it's like, it's the clone.
They could have, yeah. I suppose that's a good point.
It's just they can introduce that later on. It doesn't have to be.
You're right. I guess Black Noir from Payback could be a different Black Noir.
What
in
I
the 7.
see happening, right, which I think would be the greatest thing, is if they just go up the fucking bang right now. They owe the fucking banger right now and just say they're gonna kill Starlight. They're gonna kill like a lot of the guys, and they're gonna make it so that like Homelander legitimately changes.
Huh.
Imagine Homelander like literally coming to light and being like, "Oh my gosh!" But now they have a Black Noir clone, like who they follow the regular storyline of him doing all the fucked up shit,
Yeah.
and him getting blamed for it, and then him going crazy because he tried to do the right. You know what I mean?
Oh.
That's like how you keep the character going. You know what I mean? Like
That'd be interesting.
What if you because I mean, how much longer can you do this same routine?
Yeah,
Right?
I don't.
Like you got to make him somewhat like okay, you want to be a actual Superman, and like that could be hilarious as well as
Yeah.
as well as like endearing, and then just have him get fucked over by this by the system.
I find it awesome. Like it's amazing that I don't know where they're gonna go with that, but I also love that I trust Eric Kripke enough to do something great with it. I know that whatever comes of it is gonna be amazing, and I'm not gonna be let down like the fucking end of Game of Thrones or some shit. I know
Yeah.
that Kripke is gonna wrap this up awesomely.
He
Eventually.
He
But I hope it runs
he brings it
forever.
home.
Hope the
He
boys
brings it
do.
home. Now, if it won't be perfect if he runs it forever, he's gonna have a set ending, and I think he likes.
Well, the
5.
boys has a set ending because there's only 90 some issues.
I think he likes 5. Yeah,
Yeah, 5 is usually.
I think that's why it's like okay, right now you do it, then you have a 2-season ender of this. Like the Starlight part is over. Like that could be.
It could be.
You're done. Oosh.
Why do you think he chose Starlight as his like on-camera girlfriend all of a sudden? Is it just to fuck with Huey?
It's all that. Like she's.
Because she's clearly the one leading this resistance.
That's the other thing is he needs her. He needs.
That's right.
He needs
For
her
the
popularity
approvals.
as well.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
So far.
Yeah. Anyway, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah. So after all that shit happens, Kimiko sits down with Frenchie, and she's like, "I can't do this anymore." She feels like working with Butcher is just the same thing as working for the Shining Light Liberation Army, and he doesn't treat us like people. And Frenchie's like, "You know what? You're absolutely right. After this mission, we're fucking out. We're leaving, and we're gonna." That's a loud drop.
That is a loud drop.
But you're.
Why would you have that drop?
I don't know. Anyway, but but Frenchie agrees to leave for Marseille after all this is over. And before infiltrating the Russian lab, Butcher shoots up with Temp V. And this is where Huey begs him for Temp V, and Butcher says, "No, it's not power, it's punishment. You're better than this." And he leaves, and they're getting ready. And then they get there, and they're fucking walking around. They're doing their thing. It's all good. And then fucking an alarm goes off. All his shit hits the fan. And then fucking Butcher's got to save the day with his laser eyes. And everyone's looking at him like, "You fucking son of a bitch." And then this is where Huey like fucking teleports.
Okay. You
What?
got to tell this in the most boys' way possible. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. And I'm like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty much how it
So
happened.
they fight.
They fight.
And then
Yeah. And then Huey, it turns out Huey took some V. He can teleport now, and he's butt-ass naked. And he's standing there, and he's all happy with himself, and MM just looks, your dick is out. And I'm just like, oh. So, fucking, oh, God, Huey took the temp V, man. But he's so happy with himself.
oh man, he's like on X while we drive it home.
Dude,
Meanwhile,
fucking,
Kimiko is
yeah, so they
dying
find,
because they find Soldier Boy.
They find Soldier Boy. It's this big, giant, like, fucking... It looks like the Captain America thing, right, from First Avenger. And Butcher just rips the door off, and there is Soldier Boy. He's got a beard now, super old, but the Russians were clearly keeping him alive for something. And he's butt-ass naked, too. And he just blows Butcher away, and he goes to kill Frenchie with, like, some weird body blast thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Kimiko pushes him out of the way. She takes it, and she goes through a wall, and Soldier Boy escapes because Kimiko is brutally wounded. She might die from this. We don't know.
And she's not healing.
No, she's not healing. And
Because, like I said, that blast takes away their powers. He's the weapon. And the whole episode was about people being weapons.
Yeah. Oh man, you might have a good point. I didn't even think about that. I thought it was just like
pretty
a power
obvious.
blast, but it might have taken away her powers.
That's exactly what it did. That was pretty obvious.
It probably is.
It's also why Edgar he's hoping on everything that's happening.
Yeah, I think Edgar is aware.
He needs Soldier Boy out there to use as a weapon. He is the weapon.
Oof. But yeah, so Soldier Boy runs away.
I think I've been right about all my predictions.
You've been right about a lot.
You're
of them.
right.
It's
I'm
like
wrong.
it's
You've been right about an awful lot of them. That's pretty much the end of it. Yeah, the episode ends with Homelander and the body of Supersonic, and he tells Starlight, if you don't,
Starlight.
if you so much as blink the wrong way, then that'll be Huey. And he makes her repeat it. That'll be Huey. And holy goddamn shit, I'm so ready for episode 5, dude. Oh my god, I'm so ready for episode 5. You have no fucking idea.
So yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna be with you for episode 5,
Provided it releases on time.
and for episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
But episode 7,
You'll be out of the country.
I will be in the country, just on a different
dangerous
side.
mission.
I'll be closer to Chris.
Running cocaine.
I don't know what.
Is that what that package is? Is that why I have to hold it until you get on the plane?
Why? That's
Yeah,
insane. That's
Um,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll
Not for me. That's not true at all.
No, it's not true at all. We're not drug runners, y'all. We can't afford cocaine.
But if I was,
it'd be heroin. Anyway, that's it for this episode of The Boys. Just gonna wrap it up on heroin. And if
did
you like,
you hear that, FCC?
yeah, FCC.
Try to stop us now.
I don't think the FCC monitors podcasts. Pretty sure it's still the Wild West.
Good morning, Vietnam. Okay.
If you liked what you heard, leave us a kind review, 5 stars, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And
Like us on your Oculus.
like us on your Oculus. Yeah, is that a thing? Can you listen to podcasts
I don't
on
know.
an
I
Oculus?
assume.
And that's the end of the episode. Goodbye, everybody.
shut up. I'm making a point.